Norman Kato podcast. Yeah, today I'm delighted to have my good friend, Limitek Oscar. He's a
Yeah.
Liverpool fan.
Uh-huh.
Today he decided to come on the channel to give his thoughts here and there on football topics, transfers, and the rest of the topics around the world. So, before going any further, let me request him to say hello to you, then we can proceed.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Uh, I'm really happy to be on this channel to discuss the transfer show, to discuss generally football.
Yeah.
Uh, Liverpool fan since 2001. Yeah, we have had our highs and lows. Fabula. But thank God, this is a happy time to be a Liverpool fan. It is a glorious time to be a Liverpool fan right now.
Yeah.
It was a dream. It was a dream at some point, to to be above Man U.
Yeah.
Our bitter rivals.
Also, winning
But it's really
second
a
time.
wonderful time. Eh, I'm telling
Winning.
you, I'm
Mm.
telling you, I'm telling you, it's just interesting. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Well, uh, there's no better way to start this show than Liverpool itself. You guys
Mm.
have just clinched your second title in 5 years now.
Yeah, man.
You
Our
must
Holy
have
Ghost keeper, as you can see in the background. Eh,
yeah. Yeah.
eh,
Omusajja ssente aziggyeyo zonna ze mwamugula.
Baba Yazidjayo, I think in the first season. Ojukira that save against Napoli.
Yeah.
That save. Kwanga, we had to win that game to go to the next stage. Naye baba musajja yatutaasa. How was it? How was the Klopp yagiyita like 65 million pound save.
Mm.
Yeah, save yatutaasa because if even a 1-1 we were out. We were out. I think a season where when we actually took the trophy. So
Yeah.
2019, right?
Yeah. 29.
2019, yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
it was 2019. That was when actually we won that trophy. Yeah.
I mean,
All right,
what
tuli ku mabanja kati omusajja atubanja. Eh?
what can you say
Eh.
about him? He's a top goalkeeper, man. He has been there
Uh, yeah.
through it all.
True,
So
true, true.
Trent Alexander, yeah,
Mm.
he
Wabula
has
oyo
been
mujeeyo wabula.
as
Wandi?
a real fan, I'm actually
Eh.
very happy that he joined our team. He's
Mm.
very technical, and
Mm.
I'm very sure he's going to improve our team. So I don't know to the other Merseyside side. You guys are
Mm.
still. Uh, I mean, we were all surprised that the guy actually can speak
Decided to
Spanish.
leave. Alright. Alright. Nange ekintu ekyo baba it caught me by surprise.
Mm,
Naye the thing is uh once I see omusajja yakiplanninga
yeah.
for some time, and as someone who is a football fan, for a while, I
Mm,
understand that Banabasambi, as much as the owners, Bachiranga business, we should also realize Nabasambi is also business to them. We're mulimu gwabwe.
yeah.
So someone sometimes, yeah, kati olaba market ya Real Madrid, esingako
Mm,
eya Liverpool. Kati
yeah.
ayinza okuba nga kaŋŋambe he's going to earn maybe slightly lower than Liverpool's share in terms of salary. But look at things like shirt sales globally. Like those deals. Kubanga
Mm,
jjukira nti balina Abangereza bangi in their team. So sometimes there are some deals where they will need Abangereza or maybe someone who is not just Spanish or maybe you get it. So
yeah.
he comes in handy. Aba afunamu in the grand scheme of things wekitunulira ye aba afunamu ate jjukira aba alaba nga buli
Mm,
kimu akikoze at Liverpool, so he feels like it's time to move on. Naye on the other hand, kunze ndaba musajja ya
mm,
planning his journey to go on to Real Madrid, in that
mm.
Madrid nkikakasa nti yamucontactinga, of which
Yeah,
I
for
have no
real.
issue with that. Yeah, I have no issue with that. Kubanga at the end of the day, this is a competition. This is not friendly talk on a business. people are looking for trophies. Right? So if I can get your best
abantu
player,
batono nnyo abasobola okutaninga down yo Madrid.
by the ekintu ekyo ffe ng'abawagizi okusinga ddala eno nga mu Africa, we may not maybe sometimes even realize how much. Naye bo ng'abasambi, very few of them by the can turn down what Real Madrid, actually Real Madrid, Barcelona, then mu Germany turning down. Kiringa ono Vats okuturninga down Bayern Munich. Ago
Yeah.
mawulire like it makes serious news, okitegeera. Yeah, so ku Trent, nze ndaba nga he planned it, ng'alaba nga if Madrid was not willing to pay a fee, actually that fee, because I think his value was around 80 million and above, I think.
Yeah, for
Last
real.
time I kind of. Kati nga bo nga balaba, we can actually get him on a free. Okitegeera?
Yeah.
Bo nga balaba, we can get him on a free. So why should we go through that whole hassle? Okola ki? Kusasula that whole fee. So naye nakiraba this is an opportunity, a lifetime opportunity. So why not? Nakitegeera. The only issue I have with it is engeri gye yakiplayingamu. That's the only issue. That's the only issue I have. But you're gonna Madrid, I'm so okay with it. Because to kill it
Well,
Ghana.
I
Madrid
think
is our
ndowooza abakuva earlier on n'abagamba nti ayagala kutambula mukyandimu affectinze ate season ezo eziyise Liverpool ebadde eri mu competing nga kulaba nga bawangula kikopo, so kyandimu affecting abawagizi obamanyi bali so reactionary.
emotions is flying very much.
I think he played his cards well. Yeah. Madrid yamugamba we will be patient, take your time. So I think he played it well. Ate Katonda n'amuyamba season n'agimalako ng'awadde n'ekikopo.
Naye nkubuulira nti nze kunze ndaba ndaba nga singa like if Liverpool can struggling a season yen, it would have been actually easier for him to send your money. I need to leave kubanga neetaaga kukola ki kuwangula bikopo. Naye observe nti Liverpool egeze newangula EPL. Kati whatever everyone is like, kati how can you move from a team that is already at the top? Okitegeera, I think what actually hurt most of the fans, bakubali baba scouts aba bali nti homegrown, some other Liverpool fans that in that state, what actually hurt them the most was nti tebafuna akasente. Ekyo kyabalumye, ekyakasente kyabalumye nnyo. Kubanga bamanyi the guy had
omusambi abeera ne dreams ze, so you can't stop him from going for his dreams.
Yes.
After all, he has been a good servant. I think he's been one of the best players for the last 10 years.
Yeah, one of the top 3 actually. Top 4, top 3 best players.
So nze ndowooza adeservinga okufuna send off ennungi. Simanyi lwaki abawagizi bali so bitter, naye asaavidde bulungi ttiimu.
Walabye interview eyo, that interview he did on his abawagizi bawulidde that Spanish was not for 6 months. That Spanish was worked on. It was really worked on. Kati kwegabanga everyone is like nedda omusajja ono nedda ekintu kino abadde akiplanninga for some time.
He's been learning Spanish all along.
Yes. Kati gwe tebereza bano ba Luis Diaz, ba Nunez, osanga bali bafighting. Maybe they even didn't know that osanga they even didn't know that the guy can speak Spanish. Yeah. So yeah, but anyway, me personally, it's fine. But by the way, my one of my personal beyond the competing for UCL and EPL, that game, Madrid versus Liverpool. I want that game to happen at some point. At least that happening one group stages whereby it's only one side. Or just go to one stage. Both sides. Both sides. That mixture of trends. Then Baba. That is a match to watch. That is a match to watch.
And I know at some point we will play Liverpool. I know.
Yeah, I think, but I think playing this season, because there's already something that is already like Mudir, or like
Mm,
there's something that is burning, it will
yeah.
actually even hype the game more. It will even hype the game more. I don't know how but they really need to. There needs to be a way that thing happens. They meet, very cool, and one allows it to come. So can you
Because
imagine that situation?
nze
Yeah,
ndi very happy okuba nga yazze because he adds quality and creativity. Since tugenda
yeah.
closing kati Luka Modric already yagenze. I think he's joining AC Milan. So
Mm,
twetaaga creativity. Ttiimu yaffe tetulinaamu nnyo omuntu ali creative.
mm,
Uh, bano bonna midfield yaffe ogimanyi, they are more of mechanical players than creative players. So omuntu yandibadde abali creative, Brahim Diaz ne Adagula tebatandika, then Bellingham, Valverde, Chouameni, they are not creative as such. Okay, they can chip in with goals at some point. They don't
mm,
create much, but Trent will give you that unique
mm.
pass. Tegeera. I
But
mean,
I think,
okubanga abadde top
mm,
3 in creating
mm,
chance in Premier League and he's a right back,
mm,
it
mm,
speaks much about his quality, man. So I think Madrid made a good signing and Liverpool ejja
mm.
kumusubwa. Mm.
Nnyo n'amaanyi, nnyo n'amaanyi. Kati olaba ne replacement ye gye baleese ono, this guy from Leverkusen, ono Frimpong. Frimpong si direct replacement ya gundi. The
Mm.
person whom gwe ndaba ne ŋŋamba mbu ono yandibadde nga direct replacement,
Mm.
Hakimi.
Yeah, Ashraf Hakimi
Nze gwe
ate
ndaba
PSG eyinza okumutta kati.
kizibu. Okitegeera,
Yeah.
Hakimi
Mm.
is the direct, woba onoonya like for like. Hakimi,
Mm.
y'omuntu oyo he can actually naye asobola kuwaata pass eyo from defense na creatinga maaso kitegeera
What
ate
do you
asobola
think of
natambula
what do you think of
wange
Dumfries of Inter Milan?
kunze ndaba nga Dumfries naye yandibadde also in that conversation naye Dumfries ye talina kino ekintu kino whereby asobola kuba that killer pass from defense
Mm.
kubanga bano abasajja Hakimi ne Trent tebetagana kutambula as long as omuwa space
Yeah.
omupiira gujasanga its targets at the front. Kati like for example Liverpool Crystal Palace that last game.
Mm.
Crystal Palace yamuwa space. But the guy had almost found Nunez. Just because
Yeah.
Nunez is Nunez.
The poor
Kitegeera.
thing. Mm.
Naye omusajja gwe. I looked at the thing ne ngamba omusajja ono agenda naye baba. Gwe. Yeah,
Because you
so
see,
he has that.
I think
Mm,
Ancelotti, first of all, yagenze ne gundi esuutinga replacement ya Trent because Frimpong naye mulungi nnyo okugenda emaaso. Although creative
mm,
wise, si a
mm,
best passer or best
mm,
cross of the ball, but he's
mm,
good running down and coming back. Actually, he defends better, not so good defensively, but a bit.
mm,
He's a bit better than
mm.
Trent. We all know Trent's side of defending is awful. He
He's a
can't
modern
defend.
day right back. Yeah, he's a modern day wing back. If you
Yeah,
abasinga
exactly.
tebamanyi tebasobola defend.
So I think Frimpong will be a bit more solid than Trent, though. You're going to lack that creativity. Trust me, you're going to
Yeah,
miss it.
yeah, true, true.
Then speaking
That's,
of uh, Liverpool, still,
mm,
you also signed Gyokores from Bournemouth. Omu ku babadde ba best left backs mu league season ewedde.
mm,
I think he's
yeah.
a very close player to Robertson. In the
Mm.
way they all bombard that wing and
The
put on
engine.
the crosses, yeah. I think it's a good
Mm,
sign.
yeah.
How, how
Yeah.
how do you think he's going to get on with the team? Is he going to? Because I mean, he has already the experience, the Premier League experience.
Mm. I see him.
That's
Ndaba nga okuggyako we have actually never seen him. Omanyi gundi Robertson oluusi yali inviting whereby bamuzanyisa as a third defender mu 3-4-3.
yeah.
Actually even under Klopp bakigezaako ekyo. naye Robertson, it was really an issue for him. Naye Kake tetumulabako ng'akikola ekyo, but the fact that he's younger, Osanga it is something that he can actually do. Kubanga nze ndaba Robertson, abazannyi nga ba Robertson, tebalina kiri technical oba like natural talent. Bo it is fitness, ayina okuba fit, and age also has to be on his side. Okitegeera. Abazambi ng'abo balinga bano ba Henderson, okitegeera, abo ba Henderson yeetaaga okubeera slightly younger, okitegeera, for you to actually get something out of it. One thing I'm happy about is nti Robertson ayinza obutagenda. Yeah, so that's a good thing. So when things are a bit hard, at least he can at least learn. That's what we got from Robertson. The culture and how Liverpool plays. You can go where from her on Robertson. And those are games nga mwenda kumi awo nga he's not starting. Kitegeera, mpola nga he's getting into the rhythm of the team. Now the moment we are in like this, from that time, Namanaje Fuga, like he took over like everything. So I have a feeling Kake also will be like that. Kubanga age is on his side, and if we stick to we're just sticking up with that thing of playing 4 defenders, Gyokores is really going to be a helpful player. So I think it will really be a good thing. I think it will really be a good thing.
Just suiting a system ya Liverpool bulungi because he is energetic. Crossing bulungi omupiira kirungi ate alina Premier League experience. So nze ndowooza ajja kubeera replacement nnungi. Ancelotti njagadde engeri gy'approachinzeemu season ejja. Tayagadde relaxinga because he's a defending champion. Agadde he goes in hard. I think Liverpool baagala ekikopo ekyo engeri gye ba-approachinzeemu transfer. I'm really surprised engeri gye muspendinzeemu honestly.
Ndoza abayize n'okuyiga from previous experience. Kubanga nze ekintu ekimu that I used to really look at Klopp kubanga Klopp yali ku a very heavy salary like of 17 million pounds per year. But yenga you may think ono ye ebyabasambi oba the team not performing beyond ndoza what abifaako. Kubanga that spending was really funny. And olaba Man City when they are at the top, we were joking of spending heavy, never improving wali. Naye Liverpool we awangulira gondi UCL season eddako bagula omusambi omu. After Premier League kumpi ndoza bagula Jota yeka. Ate nga ng'olabira ddala nga engine room ya midfield nga yeetaaga like some rejuvenation. Kitegeera. Naye this time ndaba nga at least there is that thing of they are bringing on players naye tebali kutabangi. Like at least you see there is that thing bagezako keeping at least what they need. Wakatulaba nga Nunez wagenda at least bagakuleta like for like. In that Gundi is going to remain. The forward line igenda kusigala ng'ekyali important but at least so I just producing something.
Okay, so mu midfield yayongeddemu Florian Wirtz, Omugermany yavudde naye mu Leverkusen. Don't watch him as quite as much on him. He's not all that.
I don't. This is now from the beginning. This is a business. This is a business, mama. Business. Kati owulira bagamba Musesco top striker sebo musajja ayingolo 13.
He's not a top striker,
naye olaba amawulire nga gatambula how serious striker amanyi because of it. Oyo Gundi Havertz awedde emirimu like level yeeyo.
Okay, ayinza okuba is a better footballer than Havertz.
I think so. Better
technically, but he's not a better goal scorer than Kai Havertz. Of course, Havertz will give you those numbers if he's fit. And you know my thoughts on Havertz, man. So, okay, Dara. Tugenda tuukawo anyway question. Florian Wirtz esooka musambi mulungi but he's not si wanjawulo nnyo ng'abalala abantu bwe balowooza, even though numbers ze nnungi mu Bundesliga. I think awangudde MVP back to back season 2 ez'omudiringo. Season gye bawangulira mu Bundesliga nene ewedde. So I think he's been one of the best players. But we all know Premier League is a different league.
It is another ball game.
Fast. Defenders are very, very aggressive. They don't give you a lot of time. So, but regardless, Liverpool ebadde yeetaaga creativity. I think Liverpool ebadde eriraayinga nnyo ku Trent ne Salah.
Yes.
Wing eyo. So, and in most cases, Salah wabeera locked down. Oba mwetaaga magic ya Trent. I think Ancelotti yakirabye nga ajja kwetaaga omuntu agenda okcreatinga mu game nga Salah abuze n'ayongera ku Florian Wirtz. Liverpool, I think mwamu tracking for a long time because by rejecting a bid yasooka immediately ne mwongerako ssente omusambi ne mumufuna. So it's a good signing, even though price tag nga wogira ku ssente nnyingi, it comes with pressure.
Yes, true.
So, olowooza agenda ku elevating atya Liverpool. I mean, Gravenberch bagenda, I think emirimu gijja kendeerako eri Gravenberch. Oba badde agyewaabwe bisimanyi. But I think first of all, midfield ya Liverpool wembanjira bange esamba man. At some point nebuuza, among these three, ani alina okutuula? Who should start?
Webali.
There's a lot of space in the middle. Buna are too offensive. So newebuuza McAllister, Gravenberch. I mean, who among you should sit as a DM? Those inclusion ya Florian Wirtz ejja kubajjako nnyo emirimu egyo gende mu maaso bagimulekera creating. Kuba tazze kutuula ku katebe, of course is going to be a starter.
Ezo zene tebazituuza ku katebe. Naye okusooka.
Batonda banakunziramu. Kitegeeza ki bano eri abasambi bano abalala, cause Curtis Jones, Avi Elliott, but those guys they need playing time and they're actually good players.
Yes. Kati okusooka what's in the ekisooka price tag eyo Liverpool nga wembalaba baguze potential, baguze tebaguze nti omusambi ono is a 116 million pound player right now. Baguze myaka egyo nti 21, by the time he's 23, 24, he's a world-class beater. Like, he's not just giving us assists, he's actually a game changer. He's bringing in new things. Kati ndoze ekyo kye baguze. And then ekya midfield. Nze nkyogedde nze midfield ya Liverpool eyo sirabamu natural DM n'omu. I think that's the same reason why nalaba gundi slot ndoza yali ayagala Zubimendi. Kunze ndaba yes Liverpool yeetaaga striker naye ndaba nga ngezaako going back a bit n'entundu ya season eno eyise, every team yalina like a good midfield. Chelsea, Aston Villa, Arsenal tulabisa bubi. Arsenal, even PSG njerabidde. Katwogere ku EPL yokka. Soko veko PSG, soko balekaawo. Awo bo atulabisa bubi okusinga Arsenal. Naye second leg eyo with Arsenal Liverpool, one field. First half, yali very different. Naye second half nkikakasa nti gundi ate kati City yayingizamu abazannyi abapya. Ndoza just yabagamba mumwe mutunulira midfield eyo. Mutunulira midfield eyo. Are you telling me that babasinga okola okupossessing omupiira? Kati kye baakolanga basikaza omupiira Liverpool egezaako ku pressinga nga kugamba nga babayitamu pass. And it's the same thing at every team in a sensible midfield. It's the same thing kye batukola. That's why kunze ndaba. Ekibuzo ky'obuuza nti ani alina otuula. According to system ya Liverpool, Gravenberch alina otuula. Okitegeera. Now the
Yes.
fact is nti omusajja oyo si gondi. He's not a six. Si natural six. Numbers ze,
You know,
numbers ze
Kubayan
ziri
bamubisaako ne center back.
Omusajja oyo by the way, numbers ze, omanyi that's why nze saagala ngoberera stats. Kubanga these crucial games ezo
Yeah.
zikulabisa. Kubanga all those games I'm talking about zaali crucial. In that twali tulina okudefendinga. Wano Wolves yajja mu Anfield ne tuzannya second half.
I
Omupiira
think
tetukyagulaba.
even Brighton exposed that
Brighton,
so
yes,
much.
just because tulina game changer nga Salah.
Yeah.
Nga Salah omupiira, as long as it's one-on-one. Gw'omanya nti at least there's something going to happen okitegeera naye basajja
Yeah.
batusamba ng'olabira ddala nga so for me abana abakyamuka nti midfield tuli bulungi biki ono McAllister ne Gravenberch balina okuba nga balwanira namba emu number 8
Actually,
okitegeera
one should sit on the bench and come
yes
in.
yes
Yeah,
kunze
there's
that's
no
how I
point
also look at it
in both.
actually olaba gundi ono simanyi oba akyali free agent ono Thomas Partey simanyi oba akyali free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Baba, I know omusajja ali injury prone naye baba, oyo I can take him in a heartbeat. Kunze, I take him in a heartbeat.
Sente nyingi.
Atabuze agende Saudi Arabia oyo. Kubanga ku myaka
Olaba
asomedda.
Arsenal yagala nnyo okuimprovinga ku offer gye yamuwadde. I mean, he's 32, ayagala emitwalo 2. I mean, okitegeera.
Ezo sente baziwa Abangereza, tebaziwa mu buddugavu.
He's
Tebaziwa mu
good. He's
buddugavu.
a good servant. He's actually a good football player. Naye
Yes, he's a good six. I can
age
take
is
him in.
not age is not on his side, man.
True.
Not
It's not
on
on his side. I think he's injury prone. Take it. And those
yeah.
like he has come actually with age as well.
Mm.
So, Kunze never. I tell by the way, it's just because Van Dijk knows that just yeah, finding a bit of his years now. Natulaga like prime Van Dijk, a bit of prime Van Dijk, or your season here, soccer. But
Mm.
that midfield yali to Ravisanga Baba. Or never a clean sheet.
To be honest, Oscar, Liverpool yawangudde league eno because Arsenal was too complacent, man.
They made so many mistakes.
Too
Injury is not even a case. Very
draws yakola
complacent.
nyingi cause man,
Yeah.
the amount of games I watched nga Liverpool ewininze but man ekibadde ku kisaawe ekibadde ekirala emipiira gyali mingi cause kyemulina mu at least you have Salah okitegeera he will come up with the anytime naye mba musambye bubi butya then Alisson on the other side Alisson naye ajja kukola kyalina okukola n'obubonero but otherwise Liverpool tusambye bulungi nnyo season eyo ewedde emipiira mingi gye bagisa I mean West Ham zibadde zijja ku Anfield ne zibasookayo ttiimu nyingi ezibadde Anfield used to be a scary place but I mean ttiimu zibadde zijja nga
n'okuteba gooli emu nga kizibu n'okugyayo gooli emu nga kizibu
but anyway the winner takes it all. I think you guys were ready to capitalize and you did. Arsenal on the other hand, they had divided attention. They are going for UCL. Their squad is thin. They don't have the quality in front. So factors are nyingi. Tebasobola ku address bizibu byabwe mu January and it came back to them. Nze nja kulowooza nti Liverpool yandiguzeeyo midfielder omulala defensive midfielder before season nga tennatandika.
Defensive midfielder si wa bench naye agenda atandika. Kubanga ezo stats za zitulinda.
Webali you can go to Brighton ne bakuwa Baleba.
Wulira omusajja oyo wa 80 million sebo. Ezo sente wazina ziteka ku strike abawo. Ezo omusajja wa 80 ali akuwa sebo Baleba. Contract ekyali mpanvu.
You can go for Amadou Onana, Aston Villa.
Onana.
Yeah.
So once they are joining Aston Villa last season
But you can still go and buy him. Eh?
on a 5 year
Liverpool
contract. Kati
is club.
kitegeza musajja wa actually the thing
Eh?
is cassette. Cassette. Now is
But
the what you're saying is
you, you
but
have
we
you
need
have
we need.
showed us that you're willing to spend money in
Mm,
this summer transfer window. Because I know
mm,
of course you're going to release some players. Guys like
yeah.
Elliot or Curtis Jones will be looking to find playing time elsewhere. So meaning
So the
you're going
Elliot
to.
yeah.
Mm. And also
Elliot.
Endo is still there. Why don't you utilize the
Mm,
guy? I think does the
mm.
coach uh why does Anslot just he sidelines the guy, man? He doesn't give him game time. What's up?
That is why Kunze and Dawai,
Mm,
there must be something like maybe it's really intentional. Kiyinza okuba nga
mm,
kiri intentional ku ye nga slot
mm,
okuzanyisa someone in that position amanyi
mm,
okupozesinga omupiira asobole okugenda in front
mm.
kubanga it doesn't make sense okubeera n'omuntu nga Endo who is actually a better when we're talking about DM okitegeera asinga
Yeah,
Gravan back okitegeera naye bino
yeah.
ebyokugenda mu maaso bino ebyokugenda mu maaso awo that is where now there is a problem okitegeera. That's where
Mm,
it's a very big problem. But in those, I think it is intentional. So, Kunzen, I really feel like he's not going to spend. I don't think he's going to
mm,
spend. So, he's not going to spend in that area. So, the Chiwachi Numa, because I know it will actually be, we shall need Kangabe over Lakeyo. The Arsenal,
mm.
egende hetandika okusumagira ku kikopo and then we shall take it again, which I
But
think will not happen. When I look at the Man City one,
according to the way things are going, man, to me,
mm,
in my point of
mm,
view, I think it's going to be a two-horse race.
ani Arsenal ne Man City.
Now, Liverpool and Manchester City. Arsenal hasn't signed the striker. They are a bit reluctant. I don't know why. And Manchester City has recruited
Mm.
so well.
By the way, Rangers Mukaga over is an eight.
He can play as a 6. He can play as a
Mm.
8. So,
That's what it
man,
is.
having
Those are the kind of.
Reinders and Rodri in the same team plus
Mm.
Rancher, that's too much quality. That's too
No,
much
they
quality.
have they have the quality. Somebody or going the brain about replacing
Yeah, I think
who?
Chucky will be a creative midfielder.
Oh yeah, Chucky. Yeah. There is
Mm.
Chucky. Now, Arsenal not buying a striker. The latest I heard was that they are waiting for the price to drop for
But
Gyokores.
but man, the guy CP wants 65M. Come on.
Yes, Kati, they are
If
waiting
you
for the price.
if you bought Kai Havertz 60 mil, what stops you
Hey,
from buying Gyokores 65? The guy has the
I tell
numbers.
you
He has the to back his transfer, and he's interested in joining Arsenal.
by the way,
And we're going
on
for
the other hand,
Sesko. Hmm?
yes, by the way, on the other hand, by the way, Bagamba, that's the guy Ateta wants. Ateta wants Cisco.
He
That's the
prefers
news coming
Sesko
from.
because maybe he suits his system, and also the guy is
Mm,
so obsessed with dual winners and all that, man. I mean, just buy players that can play football. Why are you
mm.
obsessed with all those big guys, man, in the team? We are becoming Burnley. Eh? Do you know the amount of crosses, man? Arsenal played last season. So many.
By the way, kakubulire bino ebintu bino mu gundi mu Premier League by the lightning doesn't strike twice. When like let's say in a particular season you guys are so good at set pieces, about
Mm.
people plan for you. Chiringa is also
Exactly.
the same thing. It's the same thing Chenda when Liverpool. When people know that Kati, it is possible to actually go through that midfield. But yeah, it's through that midfield. That's where they will
Mm,
actually when they see Mama Kanda or that, you know what? Don't go in the on the side street. You don't know. In the middle there, let's pass there. Let's take it.
yeah.
So I think Bajaba planning it, and if there is like no striker like a guy who can really put the ball in the net, Baba,
Mm,
it must be another season of crying because this season it's Arsenal. Arsenal only has two options: either
mm,
UCL or EPL. And then when mwogera mutya oba simanyi is it injuries simanyi bikoze bitya project
mm.
enagwa ddi tuli ku mwaka ogwokutaano. There is no, we are not seeing trophies. Eh? Are we going to the 60th year with no trophies?
Man, apparently we are in phase 6.
Ah,
Apparently,
baba.
and I
But
don't know.
even though it's crazy. Mm,
Okay, there is with the Arsenal fan base, man. It is so annoying because first of all, the coach is out.
eh,
Those guys that really die with him, they think
mm,
Arsenal can't get another better coach than Ateta
mm,
because they always throw in these lines, considering where we were before he came
mm,
and now where
mm,
we are. The guy needs time, but man, it's been 6 years now. We have not won a major trophy for six
man,
years. You know,
it's
he
crazy.
won he won the FA Cup in his debut season, but let's not forget that wasn't his squad.
Okay.
Aubameyang,
And
the other guy,
that squad had two strikers. Had two strikers.
exactly. Yep, good strikers. The guy has only signed one striker in 6 years. Can you imagine?
Mm,
Gabriel,
mm.
who we all know
He's not
is
a
not a
striker.
striker. Yes, is too obsessed in signing defenders
Mm.
because as we speak, we already linked to another defender from Valencia,
Eh,
Mosquera.
or Valencia.
Yes,
Otegera.
actually, the bid was rejected today, the first bid. I mean, why are
Naye
we
ne mu-
even going for defenders right now? Why?
Why-
I
Nedda.
don't get it.
Eh? Ah, eh, Ateta,
Because man,
Ateta.
to
Mm.
be honest, whether we like it or not, the process is stagnant. We are not
Mm.
progressing.
Naye gwe
We are
David,
not
just
progressing much.
imagine. Just imagine a situation where you actually this season the summer this girl's transfer window ends. Nga
Mm.
temulinayo striker gwe muleese naye nga mu improvise midfield mu improvise defense ne muguzeyo ne kepa wabula nze ekya kepa kyo I was like but anyway it's okay just imagine scenario eyo nga you guys have just improved the defense mu improvise midfield naye kubanga I've also heard that you're linked to Norgard of
Yeah,
Brentford now that's a
we,
good
we,
midfield.
he's a good midfielder, but he's 31. Is he better than Partey?
That guy
No.
is 31.
Yeah, he's
That
31.
21, 31.
31.
Ah, okay. Hey, okay, I'm
Okay,
not
I
that.
understand. I understand you're bringing
Yeah.
him as a Jorginho replacement,
Mm,
but he's 31. How many seasons is going to
mm,
do? How many? You're bringing
yeah,
him as a
yeah.
squad player. Hmm? If
Mm,
you have denied Thomas Partey um,
mm,
a salary he wants, he's 32 and a better player
mm,
than Nogard. So what's the better deal? Keeping Partey on the team or
mm, mm.
uh, letting Partey go, then bringing in Nogard, who is 31
But
and
what,
not even on the same level as Partey?
but what the deal would have been? Kasi nga wala deal ya Gundi, Modric. One season, we give you one season, and we give you a contract based on performance.
Well,
As in, they give him the salary or then close to the salary. Naye nga bakuwa season yemu. That guy, he has had one season for almost 5 seasons over six.
well,
Oh, Modric.
I I don't know about the deal details, but what I know, the asking price is 11 million from
Mm,
Brentford. But then,
mm,
if is going for the low salary because I know he'll be earning around 80K per week.
mm, mm.
But the question mark is, is he improving the squad? That is the question. Because first of all, you're losing a very good first team player in Pate.
Mm, mm,
You've already lost Jorginho. You
mm.
don't know how Zubimendi is going to adapt to the league because uh, apparently he'll be starting Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard. So
Ate
meaning
Gondi. Ate Meri.
Nogard is not coming in as a starter. Very sure.
So
He's not.
Merino is a backup striker or why is a
Of
midfielder?
course, that's what I think. Apparently, I just think he has two strikers already, Merino and
Allah,
Havertz. That guy is crazy, man. He's not taking Arsenal
Allah.
anywhere. And now this
But
is a do
what
or
about
die. In his do or die
whatever?
season, he's still
Yes,
going for
yeah.
a defender and a midfielder. He hasn't signed
But
a striker.
I still think Tibagena Gula Gondi Sesko, and I think it would actually be a better deal. But Gule Sesko, so that Gondi Taina excuses. The fact is that Gondi he has really been backed.
For
Before,
real,
before, be- before,
he has.
after Wenger, he's the coach that has really been backed our Arsenal, and the thing is turn up producing a results. So
Mm,
the thing is, Bamwe striker, Wayagala, and if things don't work out, there is no excuse. Mbu, yeah, the project is still continuing. He has failed. Ngamunonya yo mulala. Because I
mm.
believe there are actually Bagondi out there. Also, was that same style of play and can actually produce something out with these players.
Because okay, if he prefers Sesko, of course, when he comes, we will have to
Mm,
support and back him.
mm,
But Sesko is young. He hasn't been the
mm,
most prolific striker in his career.
mm, But
He's
he's a
expensive.
prolific striker.
He's expensive.
Eh,
Uh, because Leipzig is asking about 90 million euros.
um, the latest I heard is that they have lowered the price. And
Mm.
actually, that is the reason why there was actually speculation that Gyokores might actually go to Man U because Gyokores didn't close the door to Man U, but he claims that
He's
Arsenal is
interested
actually
in joining
priority.
us.
Because of
Mm.
UCL he wants UCL. So
Yeah.
if Sesko's side they are lowering the price and the coach seems to favor Sesko more because of his style of play and all that, Chegeza
Mm.
kati Gyökeres abayini. The fact is Gyökeres yo yasazewo nti what may come rain or shine tagenda sigala mu
Yeah.
sporting ayina okufuna
Stupid.
another team. Either they
Mm.
lower the price or they don't lower the price, he has to go to another team. So
Yes.
Manu being the other team idea or like in the what or in the way, Osanga he might
Mm.
actually go to Manu. Right? So Manu, of which
But
I mean
what happened to the times when you can buy both players in the market? Man, take me back to that time. Hmm?
those times of what of Henry and Beckham.
Yes. You can you can
uh,
literally have two good strikers in the same team. I mean, we
yeah,
had Lacazette
yeah,
and Uba in the same team. They could
yes,
play together.
yes.
So
Njikaka Santi, that will actually add more pressure to him as a coach. He has to deliver. But let me tell you something. If he gets those two strikers,
mm,
Sebo, forget about what Liverpool has done. That is actually because Arsenal doesn't concede many goals. That is one thing we need to accept. Arsenal is a
yeah.
team that is actually very good at defending. They will make
Mm,
mistakes, but they don't concede many goals. So with a team that doesn't concede many goals and you have people poaching goals on the other end, eh,
mm.
it's a done deal. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So
But
like that's the one thing they need to sort out.
another thing is that I think Ateta has shown over the years that he's still immature as a coach. He doesn't know how to win. I mean, at least if you fail to win the EPL,
Mm.
you get us a Carabao, the FA Cup. But even those, I
Hey,
mean,
no,
you
those
have
would have
lost.
worked in the previous season. Those would have worked in the previous seasons, by the way. Now, like this
They
season
could
in
have
particular,
bailed him out. They
there's
could
a
have
gap
bailed
on
him out, man. We wouldn't be here discussing about him going or staying.
trophies.
You get it?
Mm. Mm,
They made a good point. I think he was hosted on the overlap. There's this Neville's podcast with Carrigan King, and
mm,
Henry said we literally burnt
mm,
I think 3 trophies.
mm.
Yes, they have played 4 finals and won 3 trophies.
Five
On the
finals.
other hand, Ateta has played 4 semi-finals and lost all of them. You get it?
That's a bad start. That is a bad start to throw out there. It's a really bad start to throw. But you see, you will still have diehards who will defend that. I'm
Of
telling you,
course,
I don't know.
he has some sort of a cult in our fan
Me,
base.
I'm this kind of fan who, if you call yourself a big club, you only have
Mm,
2 trophies that you compete for. Only 2 trophies.
yeah.
Let's take it back to Barcelona and Madrid. Barcelona and
Mm,
Madrid, they can be contented with the La Liga if they don't win UCL, depending on how things went that season. But
mm,
missing out on La Liga and UCL, that is a crime. That is a
yeah.
crime for those 2 teams. You can't miss out on both. You get
True.
they will at least settle for one. I
Mm,
mean, if they win UCL, that is like the holy grail. However, one would something that is really big. So
mm,
manage how I look at it also in when I'm on Premier League. If we call ourselves, if we our teams call themselves big teams, so we
mm,
now just 2 trophies that we compete for.
yeah.
UCL, EPL. Tomboli Levyombo, we are finishing second. We really had a good season. Injuries, neda. We don't. Your trophy is beating Madrid, or your trophy is beating
Man,
Barcelona. No.
the guy had the audacity of saying that if you look at the metrics, we're
Mm,
actually a better team in the EPL and the UCL. Man, you're saying that, but you're not crowned. Liverpool is a champion. Paris Saint-Germain is a champion of UCL.
yeah,
And you're clear.
yeah.
The guy had the last. He's shameless. He said after losing the semi-final against PSG, he said even
Mm.
the Paris Saint-Germain coaches said that we were a better side.
They
I'm
have
glad
views.
that
Of course, they
Vicky
had to say
Rabbit
it.
that. He said
Of course,
that.
they had
He
to
did.
say it. Of course, even though they didn't say it, even though they didn't say it, or even though they said it. I mean, what else would you want them to? At the end of the day, they are actually telling you. For us, we're actually going for the trophy. For you, you can just enjoy the sentiments. You can enjoy statistics. No, we were to
Man,
gain the quality.
the problem is Ateta will never hold himself accountable
Man,
for any
it's just sad.
shortcoming. He will
Mm,
never be accountable for any shortcomings. I mean, just come out and say it as it is. We have
mm,
failed. We need to improve. But after any poor season, the guy comes out
mm.
and starts throwing in stats and everything. I mean,
It's never his fault.
yeah, exactly. I mean, when are the excuses going to stop? When
Nze nkubulira, this
excuses are being put every man.
the moment
I,
this
I
season
don't I
ends.
don't know if some fans actually get to realize that it's 21 years since we last won
Mm,
the league, man. 21
mm.
years.
21 years and counting, Baba. Can you just imagine if this season you don't win
Exactly.
EPL or UCL?
We are
Or
not.
Chege,
We
right?
are not going to win it.
And
Pep is going to be
if you get
strong.
if you get if you get a striker that performs, actually, there is a chance. If you get a striker that performs, there is a chance. That means it is
Oscar,
actually going to
our
be a
best
three
chance,
man race.
I think our best chance was last season and the
That's what I
season
thought.
before.
Okay,
That
that season you really dropped it.
eh?
That season you really dropped it. You really dropped that ball. Ah, Baba.
I'm telling
It's
you,
like Ateta.
eh? Last season we were so
It's
bad.
like hey,
But remember the season when City, okay, the season before this one, the last one, City won it on the last leg.
when you were 12 points ahead of City. Was it
No,
8 points or 12 points?
the first one I can't really cushion him
Mm.
because we also
It was
just
the first
found
time.
ourselves in a title race.
Hey, but the second
You get
season.
it. But then the
Mm.
second season, We were so good. We were scoring goals. We weren't conceding, and
Yeah.
then we became complacent in some games. I mean, we lost games we shouldn't lose. I remember the game Aston Villa came and won 2-0 at the Emirates.
Ah, man, that was sad, man.
Another
That one.
2-0 loss to West Ham.
Mm,
Such games came back to bite
mm,
us. But
mm,
still, you can argue that Arsenal did what they can. I mean, they were nearly perfect. I think it
mm,
was around 18 games unbeaten.
mm,
But you know,
mm,
Pep, if you win 18, you will win 20.
mm,
But then it could have been at least a lesson for to go
mm,
into another season knowing what you're
mm,
competing with.
mm,
You go into another season, uh, you have a chance. Manchester City has dropped off drastically, and you
mm,
compete against a Liverpool that didn't even fancy itself going for a title.
mm,
But then, what do? You don't sign a striker.
mm.
Uh, the striker you're relying on gets injured. Your best player also gets injured for the large part of the season, and things start going left.
Man,
I
it
mean,
was bad. It was just poor planning.
poor
Very
planning
poor.
and just I mean, Arsenal as a franchise, they are not
Mm.
vicious. I mean, they are not.
But I believe in if they go over this hurdle, if they go over this hurdle, I see
Mm.
things changing. I see things changing. But now the point is hitting that hurdle. Together,
But they have not. They
hitting that
have not
hurdle.
shown mind their intentions so far. They
Mm,
have not.
mm.
And we are at the risk of losing the best players, man, because Saliba, first of all, hasn't signed a new contract.
Yeah, but remember, Gabriel already signed a new contract. Gabriel already signed last month, so you guys are good.
It, man, we are going to lose Saliba to Real Madrid soon. The way things are going,
I guess that's why they are bringing on Mosquera. Toseka, Toseka. Eh?
man,
Who knew Saliba? Saliba Nayo, he came from nowhere, and Osanga Mosquera is like a direct replacement. So
man,
let us let us watch the space.
We didn't know
Hey.
Saliba. At least we could hear about him. Saliba could go into
Mm,
the team of the season in League One at a very young age. The
mm,
2 seasons he played there,
yes.
he was named in the team of the season in League One.
Mm,
So we,
mm,
we, we knew the quality of player we are getting.
mm, mm, mm,
But then guy azze aimprovinze squad yaffe
mm,
tukompiitinze naye
mm.
ate toyongerako ku squad. Kati obeera nga yegwe Saliba oba oyagala kuwangula bikopo. If Madrid is showing
Like,
interest and actually
mm,
oli sure nti
mm,
ogenda kutandika, why don't you move
mm.
on? Otegeera?
I told Ava, for Arsenal, if it was me, I wouldn't have added anyone on that defense unless there's someone leaving. Now I would have added
We
Pate
haven't.
wa would our
We
Pate wa
haven't.
would they? Yeah, ne Jorginho. Then I,
Mm,
I I make sure I invest in two areas, Maso. Left wing, and striking.
exactly.
Again.
It's
And
not
then
rocket.
no Gezako as much as by the way, Arsenal's problems are not rocket science. They are not like for Man U. Kachiraba Man U again Gula Gundi for like 65 million. Mbemo.
Mm, yeah.
Musajja musambi mulungi bano abagundi bakunya basambi balungi. But the thing is that we are not even sure because we have seen good players come to Man U. Never fuka gundi biwero like they just forget how to play football. I don't know it's mu mmere yawe, but
Mm,
like something ever happens to Man U players. So
mm,
we are not sure. With Man U even with all those purchases, no bagula Gyokores, we are still not sure. Our team mulungi, but history tells us wait until you see what happens in Man U season. But for
mm.
Arsenal, we know. We know like all
Areas
the four
above
positions,
vinga ziri visible.
very visible. Like it's not rocket science. But then,
Mm.
Katiolaba and Rodrigo, Rodrigo, they are still waiting. But I don't think Rodrigo is going to happen.
I
Bo
don't think
offer
so.
Yahweh, Bo offer Yahweh is him playing on the side which he wants.
Mm.
The side, the left, that's the left side. I don't know if
Mm.
also the salary is there, but I don't think the salary is also there. I don't
There are
think the
too
salary
many.
is there.
There, there are things that can affect that transfer. First of all,
Mm.
one, if Rodrigo is to come, he has to be one of the highest paid players in the squad.
Mm-hmm. Just like
You already
400
have
or 300.
you already have two players that are on Avas is on
300.
280,
Mm.
Gabriel Jesus is on 250.
For what? For sitting in the hospital, in the Gondi, in the sick bed.
Man, a lot is wrong with Arsenal. A lot. So, first of all, Gabriel Jesus is a liability already. You can't sell him, he's
Mm-hmm.
injured.
And how about Saka? Saka is also on two something.
Saka is on because he signed a new deal.
Mm.
He's on
So
270.
I'm assuming the striker is also going to be like asking for serious wages, and Kangambe Gondi na ye. Saliba his contract is also
Wait,
coming up.
salary structure yaffe eri shocking. Odegaard
Mm.
250, Kai Havertz 280, Jesus
250.
250, Thomas Partey is asking for 200.
Mm.
Um, Saka is on 250 also.
Mm.
So imagine having Kai Havertz, your highest paid player.
Mm.
But
Wow.
looking at his salary and the
Mm.
productivity, man,
Mm. At least Havertz, naye usebo Jesus. Eh, when such like if he takes like 3 quarters of the season in the sick bay or on the bench,
and he comes back
check
and
it.
and scores his 5 goals a season.
He scores his 5 goals in 2 games and then he goes back to sick bay. Abalaganti wendi temunera around.
And the guy has no
And the
resale
guy
value. We can't sell him anywhere.
who can unless you get taking him on a free.
Remember,
But yeah,
remember, we have a
hey,
37 million Fabio Vieira also on loan in Porto.
wow. Eh,
Arteta has
sorry,
just messed up everything. You see, this finishing second
mm,
is peppering a lot of cracks, man. But I'm telling you, the club is actually not in a great state. It's not
mm.
because
Omanyi
people.
Kroenka yali releasing a sente.
But he
Oyo Kroenka.
let me ask you, Oscar, if you're the rich man, you're the boss.
Mm, mm,
You come to my office and you're like, I need a striker. I need this
mm,
amount of. I give you 60 million.
mm.
What do you do instead? You go to Chelsea and buy Kai Havertz for 60 million. Hmm?
Mm,
His his productivity is subjective to many fans. Some believe he does a decent job, but
mm,
other fans like me feel he doesn't do enough. For 60 million,
mm,
we really
mm,
shouldn't be really complimenting such numbers. You get?
mm,
I can't I can't be sitting here celebrating my striker winning duels, whereas other strikers are scoring goals, man.
mm.
You get it?
Na- mm,
So after spending that 60 million, it is
mm,
you, the same person that spent 37 on Fabio
mm,
Vieira, who is currently on
mm,
loan. So can you go back to the same boss asking for
mm.
70 or 90 M
Kati,
to
let me
buy
let me
another
first
player?
let me
Because
first give
I'll
you
be asking you,
mm,
what is the
mm.
7 million signing doing on loan?
Let me give you a bit of history of these Kroenkas. Well, in
Mm,
the last 10 years, These guys
mm.
are a franchise that own many clubs. Ba
Yeah, they
owning a
own
basketball team,
LA Rams. Mm,
ba owning a LA Rams, football, American football, ba owning also an ice hockey team. But in the last 10 years, all those
mm,
teams, they started by, first of all, the ice hockey team. They invested in it. That was, of course, after Wenger left. They put money in it, and those guys won the trophy that season. Let's take it,
yeah.
right? They moved to American football, LA Rams. They went all or nothing. They bought buli kimu kye bali basobola okugula. They made the team so good. Actually, I remember I actually watched the replay. Kwanga Usebo, their things are 3 a.m. I love my sleep, man, to begin watching those as much as I will watch those games. So I watched the
Nalabako
replay. Those guys
Super Bowl
won
final gye
Super
baawangula.
Bowl. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm,
5 years ago. So
mm,
like they won that trophy. Now, come to basketball. The Denver Nuggets, one of Nikola Jokic, they
yeah.
invested in that team. So that team was heavy with serious backup. They won the
Mm,
NBA. So come now. Ateta is now the guy in the wheel on the wheel.
mm,
Ateta was paid that was given money. That first
yeah.
season when they shocked you guys, and then that season also when we went and spent 60 million on what on Harvard. Those guys
Yeah.
put in money. So just to come back to what you're saying, see,
Yeah.
I don't know their business model. Are they willing? I don't know if it was the Korenka, the son, who built this whole thing of doing all those of investing in all those teams of theirs for them to win, or it was Korenka, the dad, or it was like an entire company thing. But the thing is, those guys had that thing of like we invest, and in that season we expect those seasons, maybe 1, 2 seasons, we expect the team to do what? To win trophies. Katiwano Arsenal have not won the trophy yet. So I don't
Mm,
know. I don't know if they will be willing because according to the news coming out, they want Gyokores. For him, he says he wants Sesko. Shegeda. And are they willing to spread that money because buying the player is a different story. Naye waliwo ne wages kubanga clubs zo zikola ki they look at actually what we are going to spend kangame we are giving a 5 year deal. This contract is
mm,
worth like 22 million, but we are spending
mm,
let's say 80 million to bring you on. So in total maybe the entire thing in 5 years is going to cost us 102 million. Do we have that money? Is it worth it? And they say yes, nga bakola ki nga bakugula okitegeera. So now
yeah.
the question goes back to what ogamba. Rodrigo high wages okitegeera, waliwo
Yeah.
striker kubanga kakasa nti Sesko is not going to ask for peanuts. Sesko is going to need also serious money okitegeera
Yeah.
kubanga that guy I have a feeling I have a very serious PR team. By the
Mm,
time you can sell me because I didn't know about his stats. I didn't know his goals. It was until I checked that I was shocked. Until the guy has scored 13 goals an entire season, and he's being taunted as a top striker. Ekyo Jones and Nedda was like Nedda. This guy has a very good PR team. So with a guy like that, kitegeeza ne ba agent be they are very good at negotiating. So togenda bakola ki? Togenda like to just sell him like 100,000 as his
because first
salary.
of all,
It's
you
going to
have
be serious
shown
money.
it interest in their player.
Mm.
Mm. So they are
Yes,
not
yes, you have shown
giving
interest in their player.
peanuts.
So yeah, so we have to just wait and see oba bakurenka bagenda teekamu ssente ezo kubanga mazima gali nti the last 3 years what they expected to get from Arsenal as a football club was
Mm,
that those two trophies, one of those two trophies, especially the EPL trophy, which all their sports franchises have actually won. The only franchise that are not yet won is Arsenal as a club. Kati awo
because
simanyi if they are going to be
I'm
willing
telling
kuweza
you,
tasente. Mm,
I think okay, we were lucky to have some behind the scenes access
mm,
when they documented the whole season. Was it 2020, 2020, 2021 on Amazon Prime?
mm,
That all nothing thing.
mm,
A lot of fans. Okay, that's when we got uh, to respect Ateta more because we saw the amount of work he does behind, you know. But
mm,
then I think there's something behind all this transfer saga, something we don't know, and maybe
mm.
we'll find out when he he goes. Because one,
Eh,
yeah, I'm telling you, because it's either the Cronkies don't want to spend money, or
mm,
Ateta himself
yeah,
doesn't
doesn't want to
want to
spend.
sign certain players. That
Eh,
is what some of the scenarios I'm seeing, and we only find out the truth when he leaves. Just like when
mm,
Arsene Wenger left the club, and we got to know that it was not actually him who was stingy, but the
mm,
guy never gave him money
mm,
because let's be honest, it's Ateta that has signed Nuno Tavares. Uh,
mm,
it's Ateta who signed a goalkeeper called Hein, Ranason.
mm,
Uh,
mm,
signed Fabio Vieira. It's Ateta who signed. Who else was in the Heat? It's Ateta who signed Havertz. I don't consider that signing as a hit, honestly. I don't.
mm, mm.
Regardless of what other fans say, Havertz has not lived up to the price tag.
Kale, and it's a Harvard, yes, his price might be high, but
And
for me,
remember,
I don't.
he was actually brought in to replace Granit Xhaka,
Yes,
and
but you
failed.
see,
He failed
at,
miserably in that midfield role.
at Jukiranti in Liverpool, he was actually a 10. He was a false
Yeah,
nine, or Jukiranti. So you just
yeah.
imagine a situation whereby Olina false nine, Ngoinayo a real striker like Gyokores or Vashescu. Numbers,
Mm.
those numbers of Havertz would not actually be bad. Instead, the pressure
Oscar,
of scoring goals.
Oscar, Oscar. When njagala Oscar ombuulire
Mm,
number 10 ki gw'olabye in the last 4 seasons are shining on Premier League. That 10 role is dying.
mm.
Teams zikyasambisa namba 10.
Most of
Kyova
them play
olaba
on the wings.
Odegaard bastrugglinga. Like
Mm,
the way teams set up to play against you, you will
mm,
need to have that extremely talented number 10. You get, which we don't have anymore. It's a dying breed. Twakoma okulaba namba 10 abalungi kuli omulembe gw'aba Coutinho, ba Ozil, ba David
mm,
Silva, ba Juan Mata. That when
mm,
that regime went, tetukyalina
mm,
banamba 10 ba njawulo. So I don't see Havertz really doing that well in that number 10 role because first of all, Arteta system
mm,
etasambisa namba 10. He plays a flat
mm.
3.
Eh,
So tosobola kulaba nga koolaba ne Odegaard engeri amusambisa on the left side of the
mm.
midfield. And
Amusambisa on the
speaking
left oba omupiira gwa
on the
Western
right,
gumutwala
actually, on
eri.
the right, yeah, on the right. And speaking of Odegaard, naye kennyini
Mm.
yeetaaga a replacement. He's
Nenda
been on a
yeetaaga
tear
buyambi.
like for the
Needs
last season, but
competition.
you get
Yeetaaga
it.
competition. Mm,
He needs competition. So
mm,
besides needing a striker and a winger, we need a
mm,
replacement. Or a competitor for Martin
mm.
Odegaard, who is who
But
I don't know why he's even still wearing our armband, man. He has given us shocking performances.
ekyo
Shocking.
kyerabire until he's benched.
I
But
know
for
he's
now, for now,
Peter's darling and man, but
for now, it is left wing, a striker, and Dutch midfielder that is needed. Those are just the only areas that really Arsenal needs to fix. And then go into the season, the others they can just buy as luxuries.
many
Nay,
fans
if you didn't
saying
pay,
it's still too early to react and all that, but man, a whole month has
mm.
gone. Liverpool has strengthened, City has
Man,
strengthened,
in July. We still have July, so you never know. Anything can
but
happen.
we will end up signing guys like Rashford, Garnacho.
Oh,
You
by the
wait.
way, namawulire gagamba mbu Arsenal is in for Eze.
We have been linked to everyone, man. I'm telling you.
No. This Okutama, by the way, you're linked to this one, you're linked to the other one, you're linked to the other one. So anyway, I don't know. I believe that if they can sort out those three areas, I think
Mm.
Arsenal will be fine. But the main thing is actually that striking position. Get
I
someone
mean,
who can put balls in the net.
we'll be here in August to preview the
Mm,
season,
mm.
and trust me, we will have added only one player. I don't think we can spend money on a striker and then Rodrigo. I don't think so. I don't think so. It is so
Rodrigo
unlikely.
even make a year, like 70 million.
Yeah, around 70, but he can go for more than that.
Mm. That is with
But
bonuses and everything.
that signing is very unrealistic. Very.
But it depends a lot on the player because the player is very comfortable. Whatever, yeah, as much as he's played on the right wing,
Mm.
as long as he's on form, all those players cannot bench him on his right wing.
Yeah,
But
he's
now
quality.
they can't bench him on his right wing. And
Mm.
every time there's talk of him being sold or being benched, that is when he actually shows up. He shows
Mm.
up and this is one of our Vinicius that
Rodrigo is quality, man. He definitely
Yeah,
improves us, but I don't think he's
very
coming.
much. Yeah.
I don't
So.
think so, man. I know my club.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm laughing, but I'm very disappointed because I know we
No,
are
but
going into
At least Manu is doing something. At least
the
Manu
club.
is trying, even without UCL.
You
Even
know,
without UCL.
I had hope
Even without
last
UCL.
season. Last season, when we reached the semi-finals, I started to dream, man. After that performance against Madrid, I started to
Hey.
dream. But then
Mm.
PSG was too hot to handle.
No, PSG showed it. They showed it. They showed it from the Liverpool game. Sebo. Hi.
Difference in quality.
There was a very serious difference in quality. Like those guys
Yeah.
were a well-oiled machine. Well
Mm.
oiled. I actually believe
And
the only team that could have
and
given them a run would have been
and
Barcelona.
that is a club that is not scared to spend even after their big money signings flop. They will keep on
Mm,
spending because they want
mm,
to win. You get it? Because
mm,
people
mm.
forget that PSG signed Colomwani, he flopped. They signed Goncalo Ramos, who is a flop. They signed this guy who was at West Ham, Carlos Soler, a flop. They signed Hugate. All those players flopped, and they came from on big money. By then, they were never shy. They went and brought in other players, man. They bought Kivicha for 50M. 50 in Jan. And you know, Ateta
Mm.
was telling us there was no market opportunity. Kivicha was literally there, man, for 50
Somebody in
million
Liverpool.
only.
That guy plays left wing, right?
Yes.
Ah, nah, nah.
And they just let the guy go to PSG just like that. 50 million. They told us, no, there is no market opportunity. We will wait till summer. Jesus Christ. You want to win the
By
league.
the way, that guy is a Omanyi these wingers who are thinking up to they are like 20 goals, but when the game is like on the line, people who can rise up to the occasion.
Yeah.
That guy, that guy is always a player like that. Players who will rise
He's a
up to the
baller, man.
occasion.
Kivicha is a
Mm,
baller. He was improving
yeah.
Arsenal. I mean, when I used to tell you that, man, when you watch PSG
Mm,
against these Premier League teams,
mm,
that's when you realize that pure talent still exists, man.
yeah.
We are we are so used to watch these robot players in Premier League that we think that football died, man. But when you watch
Okay.
Kivicha, when you watch
Mm,
Desiree Doué, Vitinha,
mm.
Jao Neves, man, these guys are brilliant, technically
And for me,
skillful.
that takes me back to the issue that I see with Liverpool's midfield. These guys,
Mm.
Vitinha is not necessarily the strongest. Okay, let's
Yeah,
say he will be like a McAllister, but he
not
has
even the
someone next to
tallest.
him. Yeah, but he has someone next to him who does the dirty work. Who, at some point, I even thought the guy was a defender. before I actually
Gyokores.
got to understand it. Yeah, I actually thought he was a defender until I understood it, that the guy is actually playing in the middle. The guy was everywhere. Like
Yeah,
when Hakimi is beaten, just know you're going to beat Hakimi, but you have to contend with Yao Neves. Oshtegera.
he's
That was
more
the
violent.
thing. Yes, you have someone around you. That is the kind of DM that you need, or which a guy like Balemba can do. Oshtegera,
Yeah,
he will give you
yeah,
that option of going forward, but he will do his job first. He will first do
yeah.
his job of defending.
Jao
Oshtegera.
Jao
But
Neves
you're
and
putting
Vitinha complement each other so well, man.
yes, yes, yes.
I like
So
their
so it's needed. It is needed at some point. It's needed at some point. You have to move, and that's why no, that's why it's not surprising to me that they sold this guy to Man U, because I think they saw that this
Ugarte.
guy, no,
I
Ugarte,
still can't believe that United went to PSG and bought PSG's worst midfielder.
my God. But you see, Ugarte is not a player who is like could maybe he will like going forward so much for you. But if you can give them that option of sitting and
He
he does
loves
the
the
job,
tackle.
yeah, if he can give them that option, then I'm sure Manu will also
But
also be
to be
fine.
honest, I don't rate Ugarte. I don't. I've watched him for the whole of last season. He's not it. He's not.
But you see, there is also another thing that you're missing. Every
Yeah,
player who goes to Man U
I
becomes hard to
understand,
rate.
Oscar.
Eh?
I
So
understand. But at least you've watched Mazarawi. You can
eh,
sincerely say that Mazarawi is a good player.
it is hard to believe your eyes when you see Casemiro. Not so. For me, it's
Man,
just because I can see.
the guy is
Just because I
tired.
can see, but it is hard for
They
me to
bought
believe.
Casemiro when he's tired. He had won a four-peat. He had just won a four-peat. He's not hungry for
70
anything
million.
anymore. You get
70
it?
million.
70 million. He had
70 million.
a good debut season, to be fair. But man, that
Yeah,
was a debut that he
370,000 pounds per week.
mm.
The man is making money without going to Saudi Arabia. All you have to do is, all you have to do is go to Man U and you make money.
Nga tuvudde ku Arsenal because I can see we have already done an hour and a half and my battery is
Mm,
really running low. Um, tukone ku Manchester City katono, then we can close the show and tunaddamu next time. So Manchester City, yeah, yeah,
mm.
we should not forget that mu January already yali alese Mamush.
Mamush. Mm,
N'ayongeramu ne badefenda babiri, oli omulenzi Kushanov then ne Victor Reyes.
mm.
Azze mweno summer aleese actually mwe yasayiningira ne Nico Gonzalez, right?
Yes, what did Nico Gonzalez? Yeah, Nico Gonzalez ndowooza oba
Naye
banamutunda simanyi, but
last
last
season.
season, but
Mm.
omukaaga. Mm.
Yeah. So kati eno season ayongeddemu Tijan Reinders n'ayongeramu Ryan Chucky.
Chucky.
Who else? Bakaleeta,
Um,
not so.
Bakaleta basatu.
Ryan
I've forgotten who
Chucky,
the third one.
Reinders, and who else? Who else? Who else? Who else?
Oh, eight Nuri.
Yeah, actually, 8 Nuri,
Eight Nuri.
who is a
Mm.
quality left back. We all know. Ababadde balaba Wolves
Mm.
for the last
Mm.
4 years. 8 Nuri tubadde tumulaba nga ne tugamba yeah, his quality.
Mm.
So we can all agree
Mm.
that those are good additions to the squad.
Mm.
First of all,
Mm.
yaleetinze De Bruyne ogenda, ani omulala we yatambuddemu already abadde akooye De Bruyne tubadde tumulaba ng'akooye.
Gundi, Walker, Grealish.
Naye agenze. So squad yagifreshening up with quality. Let's not forget yasooka n'agenda ng'ayagala Vats ne
Mm.
bamuseera. What he did, he used the same money to buy
Mm.
3 players. So that is Pep for
It's,
you.
the thing is, the one thing that we cannot fault Gundi or scouting team over backroom team ya City is that
Mm,
bamanyi ofuna quality. Bamanyi ofuna
yeah.
the fact that basobola okufuna Gundi at £3 million ono musajja again gwe watunda to Atletico Madrid oyo ogundi striker
Mm. Gonna
gomeza
Alvarez.
Alvarez. That
Mm.
is serious poaching. That is serious poaching. They have a very good backroom staff. And that's really surprised until actually they pulled off such a move of getting players at that kind of amount. But back to still the amount, the fact is that the market is crazy. The market
Yep.
is crazy. Omusanga kubanga mulungi nnyo, mulungi naye his price might actually be like 30. Maybe because of the
Mm.
league, because of maybe abamu marketing. Kubanga abantu bali boogera ku Chucky as an option of never fans ba Liverpool. No bagamba Chucky can be an option if what is too expensive. Kubanga they did see kubanga Liverpool yali tekikolangako to see Liverpool
Mm.
going full force ofuna omusambi owa 100 over 100 million kitegeera. So nga
Yep.
balaba Chucky as a replacement. Okitegeera. So
Mm.
it's possible Chucky would have gone for even 100, that's 115, or now again for 30. But possibly it also goes back to League Jarimu and the hype behind the player. Okitegeera.
Yeah.
We can still say the same thing about abantu nga Sesko. Kubanga Sesko abanga goal zalina, he can be rated at 80 million. Simanyi 60 million. I think awali
Yeah.
abamu abalina same amount of goals nga baba rating at 30 million. Just take it that it's just about. So at the end of the day,
Yeah. Mm.
omusambi yagatta ki ku team. For me, the
Mm.
person I'm actually looking forward to watching the most, again, replacing De Bruyne. Kubanga on the wing, nze ndaba nga the only threat which is going to improve. Kubanga nze sisuubira nti gundi agenda ku improving. He's just going to be the same unless you just can't keep up the speed here on Belgium bamuyitaani.
Doku.
Doku simusuubira ku improving a level ye.
Mm.
Speed and then he messes up the last gundi. End product ngeri zero. Naye ono mu
Mm.
Brazil ono ali eno on this other side.
Savinho.
Uh,
Savinho.
I have a
Mulungi.
feeling he has a surprise info. If he's to improve, man, it's going to
Yeah.
be a problem. It's going to be a big.
Because the
Ayinza
talent
okugattako
is
n'amagolo.
there.
The talent is there. Ayinza okugattako n'amagolo, and that becomes a problem. Naye
Yeah.
ono Chucky, kati Chucky if Chucky clicks, baba, that's going to be a problem. Unless 6 year away still remains a problem. But our
Ah,
assumption
man.
is that he
I don't think
Rodri
they're going to
ajakudda.
be. They're not going to have problems, man, in the six. Remember, Rodri is even back.
Yeah, Andy, that's why I'm saying unless Rodri is not coming back as the same Rodri, maybe it's going to take
Mm.
maybe a season or two to get back to his best. Unless that, whereby maybe they'll have to chop and change, or take a more Rangers or Lucy,
Mm.
maybe some other teams, people will have a chance. Defense,
Well, I
yeah,
just can't wait. Liverpool versus City game, man. To be fireworks.
yeah,
To
I
be
know, I know.
fireworks. Because,
It will
man,
be.
that's going to be the two strongest sides next season.
Hmm?
Considering the way
Uh,
things are, if Arsenal doesn't sign good players, it's going to be a two-horse race, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Arsenal will have to bring in that striker. As much as if they not bring in Rodrigo, but they have to really
Mm.
bring in that striker who's going to heal or bang the goals. If that striker who bangs in the goals doesn't come, now then it sells you guys again air by making Havertz be the starting striker. When we
Mm.
it's going to be serious. It's going to be
Well,
serious.
man, it's been a good chat. It's been ebyokwogeraako bingi nnyo biba bingi. We can't really
Yeah.
do
So,
the whole day here. But I'm going to
yeah.
bring Oscar back. We'll find another day to create time tukoleshe endala. It's pre-season,
Mm.
so ebyokwogerako bingi. We'll definitely find time.
So,
Oscar
so,
komyewo.
yeah.
Man, I think you've even both record numbers today, honestly.
Really?
Umenye record. Otela manyi
Yeah.
manji.
Hey,
But
that
man,
but I'm
okay,
really glad.
I
I'm really
think
glad to see
we
it.
have had like about 200 people live, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a
Mm.
record, man. Hey,
Wow.
so uh, thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for coming on. I'll be very happy to have you on soon, very soon. So ababaddeko mwenna mwebale kubeerako, mwebale kulaba show.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
comment and like, send questions. Next week Oscar nja kufuba okulaba nga muleeta tuddemu twogere ate ku mawulire agaliwo. Otherwise kamusabe abasiibule closing a show.
Kale, thank you very much, Deko. Thank you very much for supporting Roman's podcast. We shall try as much as possible to keep on bringing new things. Whatever news is there, whatever you want to be discussed, I'm sure tujagezako discussing as much as possible and break it down. You can like, comment, share the link when it's on, and we shall be able to try to make sure that we bring you the best. We appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah, sawa. All right. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time. Peace. God bless you.